We started about, I say about 6 years ago on the internet. You know, we tried eBay, you know, and as business grew, you know, we started to go into more conventions like, you know, London Expo, and from there we just grew, you know, just grew the company bigger and bigger each time. When people come here on holiday, we get people from, like, you know, all parts of Europe, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, you know, Finland. But otherwise, in the UK, they, you know, especially during holiday season, we get them from all over the country: Scotland, Wales, Ireland, everywhere. We get all types of people. It's mainly teenagers, I think. Mainly teenagers or early, or say early people in their early 20s. But it depends because, you know, with manga, you get different age groups, and the more mature fans, they'll still like a lot of the old school, you know, products that we do. Manga is, a lot of it is quite surreal. So the fantasy element of a lot of mangas, you know, you've got like your death gods, you've got like your ninjas, and what we find is that when it comes to, you know, dressing up, people like to they like the mangas that have lots of different characters. Because certain mangas, you only get one main character, but it's the ones when they can dress up, you know, with fancy blue hair, fancy green hair. You don't get that in real life. So, you know, it's nice to be able to, you know, to stand out in a crowd.
I've spent £100 on one costume, and then, like, even ones that are modified from stuff, like, you just buy. By the time you buy everything to make it, it's quite expensive. So I'd say it's not exactly a cheap hobby.
Mine's quite a bit more than that.
Yeah.
But wait, the boots alone, I work a lot so I can earn money for it, but the boots alone cost me 85 quid. But I needed the height and everything, and the helmet, I don't even want to think about how much she's cost me in the end.
The trouble with cosplay is there's lots of what they call elitism. Like, if your costume's not good enough.
Yeah, people walk by and go like, oh, I can make that so much better, and they start listing off. And
yeah, I mean, it can be really fun, but there are people who think
take it way too seriously.
Yeah, it has to be the best of everything. Whereas most people just do it for fun. Some people do get to go to the extreme.
Maybe like a real small percentage do that.
They like what's called drama, like
drama whores.
Yeah, stuff happens at conventions.
Or like, oh, she didn't make her costume, but she said she did. We must go out of our way to slander this girl everywhere.
So there is a nasty side to it, but most people just ignore that side.
And you get some people that if you buy your costume, then you're not really a cosplayer.
Yeah.
If you don't put on a certain amount of makeup, you're not a real cosplayer.
Yeah.
If you don't wear a wig, you're not a real cosplayer. It is for everyone, because people from everywhere come in and do it.
I mean, you get older people, you get young kids.
You get people from across the country as well, because a couple girls talked online from Norway came over just to have a look at it.
You get people come from different countries to go to it, so it must be vaguely good.
And because it doesn't feel like there's any boundaries, and there's no like, oh, because you're older you've got to be shunned, because you're of this class you've got to be shunned, because you're this class you've got to be shunned. It's just, oh wow, you like that series, I like that series too.
You get some people who cosplay outside of conventions.
Yeah, like just meet up with friends downtown and they'll walk around downtown and go, look at us in costumes.
Yeah, I don't quite get that mentality, but I think that gets to the point where it's a bit obsessed with it. But I wouldn't do it out in public if it wasn't a convention or a photo shoot or something similar.
My mum's fine with it, she helps me out.
the way I think my parents see it, as long as you're happy. I mean, people view it as weird. My dad probably thinks that there's better things to spend my money on, but I think the way my parents see it is, as long as I'm not going out doing drugs, getting pregnant, young and stuff.
But you get like the weird people who walk around stalking people just for photos of like upskirt shots, and they're obviously escaping into a weird fantasy world of they're handsome.
I haven't ever actually cosplayed myself because I go to conventions. I'm generally, I've got a persona, you know, of the blue hair. So if I try and be someone else, it's not great from a point of view behind a stall, but I love to look at the cosplaying because I go to so much, I view a lot. I actually think that there's quite a perception that it's very sexualised. Lots of people who I have lots of friends who aren't into anime and manga, and I think they often think it's schoolgirl outfits, women running around with not much on, and probably because the bits that do get shown are often of the girls in the skimpy outfits, and less just the more standard kind of costumes. So I think that is a perception that's quite widely held.
There's nothing you really can say to justify it. If you're different and you want to be different and enjoy yourself, I say go for it. But if you don't pick on other people for the fact that they want to be different. Respect their opinions. I mean, I respect you for wearing Nike and Adidas all over and being someone that loves, football and getting wasted on a Saturday night. This is my getting wasted on a Saturday night. I used to get bullied so much at Bennett. Yeah. I used to get bullied. In fact, I still do get bullied. And that's even at uni, which is as fun. But that's probably one of the main reasons why I do cosplay, is to escape from that stuff. Yeah. Bullying is definitely something in cosplay, because, as I said, it's not the norm. So if people of that nature end up seeing someone that is not normal, they will jump at the chance to start on them or do something to them. I've never had any physical abuse. I've had loads of verbal abuse. I've like walking to catching the bus in cosplay, going to the station in Tunbridge. It's not the friendliest town. I have seen on forums and from stories of other people, they're always saying they've had physical abuse and punch-ups and stuff like that. So it's something that you get into, but once you're in with the people that do it, you're safe. If you're by yourself in an area that you know or don't know, but you're in cosplay, then you're basically a massive target. But I wouldn't say it's like a childhood dream. I'd say it's something unique that not many people do, but if you have a passion for it, go for it. I wouldn't say that many people would want to, because it's definitely not the norm, and it is very expensive to do cosplay. It's extremely expensive. You could say what normal is anything nowadays, because you've got so many subcultures. You've got you've got cosplay, you've got the mods, you've got goth, you've got indie, you've got rock, you've got all these, but it's what is considered normal in mainstream life. So people walking around with shirts, t-shirts, shorts, normal shoes. People dressing up in a costume and walking around is definitely not something you expect to see every day, so therefore it's definitely not the norm. It's for the fact that I love the game, or I love the film, or I love the anime that I'm doing, and I want to have a good time with people that are like-minded, like myself, and do it, and dress up like a Muppet and have a good time with other people that are dressed up as well. There's nothing really that's weird to other cosplayers, but obviously to people that look at you and give you dirty looks or anything else, they wouldn't understand. Mother is completely different. She was like, well, if this is what you want to do, this is what you do, go ahead and enjoy yourself, you only live once type. My dad really doesn't care. He's like, right, okay, you're dressing up like an idiot, fair play, good on you. But you can meet anyone at expos, and if someone that understands what I do and does what and also does what I do as well, does cosplay, I think it's a lot better. You kind of connect on more than one level, apart from going out and getting pissed. You connect on dressing up like a Muppet, so it's brilliant. I love it. But yeah, where every time I'm kind of feeling maybe a little bit low or a little bit down, I always just think about good times I've had at cons, and it always cheers me up. And it's one of those things that I absolutely love, and without it I don't know what I'd do. I've always wanted to have an alter ego, and I've always, and that's it. I can escape somewhere, go somewhere and just dress up and be an idiot for a couple of days, and it's just really fun. Gaming's probably got me into cosplay more than anything else. Everyone who does cosplay is always really, really happy, and they're always, I mean, I've never met a down person who's done cosplay. They're always really upbeat, they're always really happy, and they're the nicest bunch of people you have ever met. And I quite like to stick to that, to be honest. I quite like being a happy person at cons. I'm not really a person that's down in the dumps. You can't be, especially when you're dressed up as someone that you like or someone that you want to be. Escapism, really, for the fact that you can just get away from regular life, get away from the people that don't exactly treat you normally, and it's just where you can geek out, be yourself, have a good time, and just, be around with fellow people that enjoy what you enjoy.
Some people use it as an escape and do it for skits and, RPing and that sort of thing, but it depends on what your mentality is, really. I think you've got to be of a certain type of person to want to have it as an escape, but then some people use it as an escape for other means, so...
Before I did any of this, I just thought, oh, I'm so weird, I watch Japanese cartoons, I play video games. No one else in my school did that, and then I started going to conventions and realised there were plenty of other people who had the same interests, and you don't You don't feel as lonely almost.
It's a form of escapism, really. So, I mean, that's mainly the reason why I do it.